So not too long ago, the Triumph Street Triple was the middleweight benchmark, the bike everyone compared their new toy against. But like they say, 1 year in motorcycling equals 7 in dog years, which means a 2017 born Street Triple 765 is basically middle-aged. So the question is this 2025 Street Triple 765 still relevant? Or is it well past its use-by date? Let's find out. The engine is a 765cc inline triple, as we know. Seat height is 836 millimeters. Wet weight is 188 kilograms. Power, you've got about 128 horses at 12,000 RPM. And about 80 Newton meters of torque at 9,500 RPM. Fuel capacity is 15 liters. And the price, $43,000 thereabouts on the road. That's not exactly small change, of course. So what are you paying for? Mainly lightweight, serious power, and top shelf hardware. Suspension and brakes that really belong on a race bike. You get Öhlins shocks out back and Showa big piston forks up front. Brembo Stylema calipers and an MCS master cylinder to go along with it. Basically, this is all top shelf componentry. The kind of parts that let you say, I may not be fast, but my bike definitely is. And on paper, this bike is every bit as focused and athletic as the spec sheet indicates. Light, powerful, and purpose-built. But how does it actually feel in the real world? Like, for example, trying to reverse in and out of a tight parking lot. Matter of fact, this is where the Street Triple immediately charms. That low weight and narrow waistline makes it ridiculously easy to move around. Sure, the seat height at 836 millimeters may be on the high side, but it doesn't feel it, honestly speaking. The bike is slim and doesn't splay your legs and balances beautifully at walking pace. No drama, no slipping or missteps. And riding in the city, the 765 RS is an absolute dream. Light clutch, easy throttle, brilliant fueling, all classic Triumph stuff. It's that combination of low weight, manageable seat height, and very high stall resistance that makes this bike so forgiving and friendly. Ergonomically, it's what I'd call comfortably sporty. There's a slight forward lean in the posture, but nothing extreme. Foot pegs are set a bit rearward. Handlebars are wide and high enough for leverage. But you're sitting on the bike, not in it. So if you're looking for a bike to do lazy Sunday cruising, this isn't it. The Street Triple always feels like it's waiting for you to get on with things. And once you do, once you get it on the move, you're reminded of where your money went. The engine's smooth, linear, and wonderfully tractable. It's got enough low-end grunt to roll through traffic in high gear, but a twist of your wrist will send it screaming all the way to that 12,000 RPM red line, like a 4-cylinder. The handling is taut, sharp, and unflappable. This is a chassis built to go fast. The suspension is sublime, and it soaks up bumps without ever feeling vague. And those brakes, the Brembos, are just phenomenal. Massive bite, excellent feel, giving you loads of confidence for trail braking into corners. The bike also comes fitted with Pirelli Diablo Supercorsers, which pretty much tells you where Triumph expects you to be riding this bike. Think Sepang, not Starbucks. The faster you go, that's when the Street Triple starts feeling every bit the spiritual successor to the original Daytona 675. I had a Gen 1 Daytona when Triumph introduced that bike almost 20 years ago. And this bike brings back that same magic, except now it's faster and less likely to ruin my back. Basically, the 765 RS is, in every sense, a street-legal sports bike. It may have upright bars, but it's not pretending to be a commuter, even though it's turning out to be pretty good at that role. In this multi-storey car park, the 765 RS is comically easy to control. And I want to show you what I mean when I'm talking about the bike's high stall resistance. The throttle, clutch and gearing are so nicely matched, you can basically idle along in second gear and the bike doesn't chug or buck or stall. It's this combination of lightweight, perfect fueling and engine tractability that makes this one of the easiest high-performance bikes you can ride slowly. I keep harping on this and it sounds boring, but trust me, you'll really only appreciate this after spending lots of time with bikes that could never behave and perform this well at low speeds. You could even do your grocery run on this thing, as long as your groceries fit into your backpack though. Luggage carrying capability is not one of its strongest features. Now, could you tour on this bike? Absolutely, if you don't mind some wind blast. The forward-leaning position is actually a blessing on long rides, taking weight off your spine and butt. However, there's not much in the way of luggage options, and the pillion seat is more symbolic than functional. Compared to something like Triumph's own Tiger Sport 800, a bike which shares a similar real-world pace, the Street Triple loses big on comfort and versatility. And just to rub salt in, the Tiger Sport is cheaper. In fact, I think there's very little the Street Triple can do that the Tiger Sport can't. The reverse, I'm not so sure. A quick gripe I have with this Triumph, as well as with recent Triumphs I've reviewed, concerns the digital display. Let's just say it's not great. It's hard to read, especially the rev counter here. I can barely make out what RPM I'm at. I've tried fiddling with the layouts, but none are much better. And the design of that front end, well, I think it's starting to look its age. Back in 2017, it looked edgy. In 2025, it looks like it's trying too hard. But here's the thing, the Street Triple 765 RS is still an exceptional motorcycle. Fast, agile, perfectly balanced and absolutely brimming with quality. It's been refined and tweaked so many times it's hard to find any real flaws left. And that's the honest truth. But perfection can also be a trap. Because what Triumph has really perfected here is an 8-year-old motorcycle. But if you're the kind who values evolution over revolution, who loves a bike that's been honed rather than reinvented, you're going to love this. But if you're looking for what's next, this bike might just be yesterday's hero.